you've got your green on, the beer has been poured, and now it's time to do a little cooking. Chef Mary is back in the Cocoa Kitchen this morning with her fresh takes on St. Patrick's Day. Hello, Chef Mary.
Good morning.
It's so good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my goodness, look at this beautiful spread. A lot of people are excited today. They're wanting to do some dishes. Tell us more about why we celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
Well, you know, I think a lot of people think St. Patrick's Day is just all about drinking beer, but in reality, it's a holiday. It's a holiday in Ireland, and it is to celebrate St. Patrick, who is the patron saint of Ireland. He spent his whole life promoting Christianity, and so the Irish would celebrate with feasts and celebrations, and then when the Irish immigrated to the U.S., they brought the tradition of St. Patrick's Day, and now it's evolved, right, into the secular celebration where we're just celebrating Irish culture.
That's right. Well, is there more to wearing green than obviously avoiding getting pinched?
So absolutely, you know, it's evolved, right? The pinching has evolved, but the shamrock plant is the national plant of Ireland. So you wear shamrock green to celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
I love it. Now take us through some of these awesome dishes you have here and what they mean to today.
Yeah, absolutely. So you wouldn't be celebrating Irish culture without Irish soda bread, and of course Irish butter, my favorite, Kerrygold.
Okay.
And then one thing that I love is corned beef and cabbage. But the funny thing is that corned beef and cabbage, just like St. Patrick's Day in the U.S., has evolved. So in Ireland, they eat pork and cabbage, and then the Irish immigrants that came to the U.S., they found that beef was a lot less expensive.
Okay.
And that's why we eat corned beef and cabbage, but it's only in the U.S. that we do that.
Only in the U.S.?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I've
absolutely.
always heard that we do things differently.
We definitely do. We definitely do. But one of my favorite dishes is this colcannon. It is so easy. It's mashed potatoes with vegetables and a lot of butter, a lot of sour cream. We've got the recipes on 9news.com, so go check it out, but really, really easy.
That's something people can do today
absolutely.
that doesn't require a lot of work.
Not at all.
And 9news.com, as Chef Mary said, you can get that recipe if you're wanting to make that. All right, another thing, as you mentioned earlier, that has to do with the tradition is the drinks we can enjoy today.
Yes.
I see that bottle of Bailey's over there.
Yeah, so, you know, St. Patrick's Day wouldn't be St. Patrick's Day without some really great beer. So my favorite, an Irish stout, so like Guinness.
Of course,
yes. And then of course Bailey's, right? Bailey's in your coffee, Bailey's in your hot chocolate, Bailey's however you want it.
On the rocks.
Exactly,
You gotta have the Bailey's. And I'm looking at these cupcakes because those look delicious too.
So these are a few things that we have at Olive and Finch. So these are stout, so Guinness stout, chocolate cupcakes.
Oh, God.
So, you know, the alcohol's cooked off. They're great for your kids, but really, really delicious.
So kids can definitely get some of that cupcake.
Yeah,
So that's going to be like really fine chocolate taste. What is that going to taste like?
It's going to be really rich.
Really rich.
Really rich, not too sweet.
Okay.
But just like kind of a little hint of richness that they won't know, right?
Yeah, they won't know. It's all good. And what is this here? This is really catching my eye.
Well, you know, it wouldn't be St. Patrick's Day without green beer.
Without green beer.
Without green beer. So the best way to do that, just get a light beer and a little bit of food coloring, but put that food coloring with a little bit of water.
Okay.
Mix it up with a little bit of water, and then pour it in your beer. Because if you just put like the food coloring in there, it's gonna drop to the bottom.
Exactly. Okay. So the key is just very little to give it that color.
Yep.
Oh, that looks so good. Well, a lot of us want to cook tonight. Is there, or the ones that don't want to cook tonight? That is there anywhere you recommend that we can check out that really goes big when it comes to St. Patrick's Day?
Well, so a couple places. If you don't want to cook, but you don't want to go out, go to Marzick's. They have 2 locations in Metro Denver, and you can go and get Irish soda bread. You can get corned beef and cabbage. It's already made, and all you have to do is pop it in the oven. The other option is Clancy's in Wheat Ridge. It is a traditional Irish bar and restaurant. They're going to have live Celtic music, some specials on food and drinks. It's going to be really, really lively. And then last is Talnua, which is the first only single pot whiskey distillery in the U.S. They're going to have lots of music, Celtic music. They're going to have food and drink specials, and they're going to actually have a special whiskey release.
Really? And that's all happening today?
All happening.
Okay, so several places that are definitely going to get into the St. Patrick's Day spirit today.
Yes.
I love it. Well, what about you, Chef Mary? Do you have a particular dish you like to cook or you like to have on hand on St. Patrick's Day?
Well, I love corned beef. And cabbage, and then I have been known to also make the pork, just because, you know, I want to be traditional. But this is like my favorite, and then a pastrami hash, or a corned beef hash. So I've got leftovers, right?
I was going
From
to
the night
ask,
before.
when you've got the leftovers,
Yeah.
you can use those as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. So, you know, the ends, I'll cut them up and then I put them in a hash, a corned beef
look at
hash
that.
for breakfast the
Okay,
next
and
day.
you can have that the next day. And
Absolutely.
she's provided that for us here too. So
Yeah.
many wonderful ideas to
Yeah.
celebrate St. Patrick's Day today. And certainly the green beer, all these wonderful things you can do. And of course, if you don't want to cook, you don't want to go out, there's options for that as well. Chef Mary, thank you so much
You're
for being with
welcome.
us today. Good stuff. And you can find all of Chef Mary's recipes on our website. That's coloradoandco.com. You can connect, learn more from Chef Mary by following her on social media. Her handle is at Chef Mary. And say that last name for me again.
Nguyen.
Nguyen! I got it. Okay, Chef Mary Nguyen. Be sure to follow her. She's got great updates all the time.